our last day in GTM. It's Friday, it's day 5, and we're looking at license management and reporting from a GTM perspective, just to have an overview of some of the topics that we've had a look at to date. It's item classification within GTM, item classification within Fusion, restricted party screening, dealing with denied parties, screening matches, GTM restricted party screening, again with ad hoc party screening process, restricted party screening, potential matches, Fusion restricted party screening, the business monitor, GTM transactions, Fusion order management, sales order transactions, and tariff data mapping, initial setup in GTM and ongoing maintenance by Descartes. And in an appendix, we have GTM automated updates from Descartes, GTM related videos, and Descartes contact for support and queries. So that's what we've been looking at, and over to you, Victoria, for our continuance today, please.
Okay, let me share the screen again, and we will look into the remaining tabs, I guess, of these applications. Okay, so we're back to the Fusion application opened and the transaction, the GTM homepage. So we have, I think, 3 more tabs left. Yet compliance, reports, and licenses. Let me probably start with this smaller one. This is like a report. For the first release, we have actually only one report there. And there is only one tab. I mean, only one, under this report tab, there is only one tab, report manager. So if we click inside, there is only one report that IBM created for us for the first release. And this is the report that we're currently doing using SQL query from our database. So on a regular basis, like once a month, we are supposed to provide this to our brokers, which is, in our case, is currently FedEx. And that's the list of all of our products, and country of origin map, and tariff code, and the product name, obviously. They are using this data for customs clearance purposes. So because we publish and unpublish so many products each month, that's why it's important to keep this activity regularly, and we do it manually via SQL query. Once we retrieve the result, we upload it into Excel file and email it to FedEx. So that's the current process. What IBM designed for us here under this report tab in GTM is the first line here. Upcome customer profile report, and what we do, we just click run. So here we select, normally they require this information for clearance in the United States. So we normally run this SQL based on the United States, but IBM designed it in a way that we can run it for any of the countries where we have operation, where we have outcome entities. So I will choose like United States because that's our regular procedure. And then you can choose here a delivery format, which is because FedEx uses it for operation purposes and they upload it into their system. So downloading it into PDF is possible, but doesn't give you any. So if we send FedEx a PDF file, they won't be able to work with it because they need something in basically workable format, which is Excel in our case. So we will continue sending it in Excel, and you can have options here. You can have, if you just want to have a look, you have a display on screen, or there is an option email, and also an option print. So I will do the display on screen for now. And I don't think we need, no, we don't need to choose anything here. So it's country, it's format, and what do you want, to email or to see. So, and then you just click submit. And it straight away gives you the file here in Excel format. So if we open it up, And so here is our report. So in the header, you can see that it's AppCam customer profile report for United States, and the date has been generated, 27th of November. And then this information that we need for customs purposes: item ID, name, description, country of origin, commodity code, and because we requested it for United States, it provides us the tariff code selection for US. And if we click on here to see how many lines we have in this report, it's 4,638. So that's how many products we have in UAT environment, I guess. So that's what GTM can see.
And what does it mean, send it to FedEx? Is there like one key person that it goes to, or one key office?
Yeah, they have a separate department who is dealing with these kind of things. So we have their email address, and we are providing them this data on a regular basis via email. So usually, like currently, what we do, we use SQL for that to retrieve the same information, and then we download the Excel file, and then I just go to my email, Outlook, and I just email it to a person. But what is the improvement here? In the future, this process can be completely automated. So if we
If you schedule it and email it.
Yeah, so there is an option to exactly. So you do the, for example, we choose the country, we choose the format, and we put email. So here we'll put the email address we use, if FedEx someone, but I think it's CPG something, it's FedEx, and we can put the subject, CPG profile report for AppCam. And so if you submit it once, it just emails it once. So I've tested it this is part of our test, so I've tested it, like we've just tested it actually to download it in Excel format, and it works. And also if I put, let's say, for test purposes, my email here, put subject and everything, and put submit, this report is getting emailed to me. So I've tested that, it works. And also IBM suggested that there is an option to schedule this automatically, so that there won't be any need in trade compliance, team doing anything at all manually. So report will be generated in this format, will be sent automatically to this email address once a month. So this is, it's not a huge task that we currently do. Probably it takes like 10-15 minutes to do, but at least you need to remember to do it. You need to track if you've done it, and then you spend your 15 minutes doing it. So in the new system, this is completely automated.
And is that schedule link on the page before here?
Georgia Moore told me it's a technical task, so they do not expect. So there is something here. I don't know if I'm supposed to click here or not. Let's try. I mean, I'm clicking on everything.
Yeah.
So country, email addresses, format.
Schedule on the bottom.
Yeah, I can see schedule. I'm not sure what printer means here.
If you can print it to a local printer, if it's connected.
Data.
Looks like there isn't one.
Probably if you. Okay, so if you do country, maybe put email address, FedEx here, save. So that will be then your format, and if you do schedule and do dates, I think. So I think you put an interval, don't you?
Yeah.
Every 30 probably days until, I don't know, next year, 2 years.
Leave it.
Yeah. Or maybe leave it empty. I don't know if you want it forever. Yeah. So yes, looks like this is from where we can schedule it. Yeah. Exactly. So I think that is about it for the reports tab. So there is no any other reports so far. We are expecting probably a few more in the next release, but for now that's just it.
Do you have any reports outside of GTM that the GTM administrator would need to run?
We currently have 2, and I will show you in a minute, and they are from the main Fusion application.
Okay.
So this is the only one report that we do in GTM, and then we have, let me quickly show probably here. So other two reports, we have a country of origin report, and we also have a commercial invoice, which is not a report as such, but it is designed within kind of this functionality of report. So it's a document for customs purposes for shipping, and it also generates from here. So, and we go in the main Fusion application, we go to Tools tab, and you have Reports and Analytics. So there is also an option to save. There is a catalog of the reports here from the top right corner, browse catalog. And once you choose the ones you regularly run, you can put a star, so you can save them as favorites, and they straight away come up on your page here, so you don't need to go and browse every time. So one of these is the commercial invoice report, which I was talking about, but it is under development at the moment. So there was a bug initially when I tested it. So it is still on with IBM. So I can't show you how it wonderfully works, because it doesn't. I mean, not now, but it will hopefully be sorted soon. And there is another one. If we go to Browse Catalog, we have another report, which is Country of Origin. And how do you navigate here? You go to Search and drop down. I haven't tried any of these apart from reports. And then you put your search criteria. It always takes some time, because I think that there is a long repository, probably a big repository of these reports. So for some reason it just takes a minute to execute the search query. Okay, so while it is searching here, I will quickly show you this tab in GTM then. To be honest, the only thing here that seems useful is sanctioned territory screening. So GTM will perform that as well as part of the overall screening steps. So if we go into the sanctioned territory screening, so basically this page helps to check if it's a sanctioned country or not, but it doesn't, I think, refer to any information outside. So we select, as a part of a setup for GTM, we select the countries that we want to go under this embargo list, because there are different lists of the sanctions, and basically we have choice to add maybe countries we also think that should be on this list. So it is customizable. Yeah.
So if Descartes give us a list of restricted countries, so if I'll just take the screen for a sec. If I come over here, there's support for queries. If I go to the Descartes website, on there is a list of countries they provide. Is where did I get it the other day? Actually, I think it was. I forgot where I clicked, but I had a list of restricted countries the other day.
Yeah, so this is the general information about restricted countries. So you can get it from Google or from Descartes, have it again as a database. They have all this information stored. But what happened when we were doing the setup, IBM asked me which country you want to select as embargoed. So you create your own list, because you can take the Descartes list, and probably, I think for testing purposes, let's say we have some customers who we also want. So there is an official embargo country list, but we can add to that list our countries. Let's say Yemen. Probably it's not on an official Descartes list, but we made a decision. We don't want to work with Yemen for whatever reasons. Yeah, so we probably think they should be on an embargo, or we don't trust, or we add Yemen. So this is a customizable list. So compliance rules setup. So this tab gives you here compliance rules set group ID. So that's exactly the query that Jotermoy created based on the data I gave him. So I gave him the list of countries. I told him I want to be on that list: Cuba, Iran, North Korea. These are the kind of official embargoed countries, and I want to be, and please put on it Yemen, Ukraine, and probably something else. So that's how he created the query. AppCam party sanctions.
Are you
screen.
sharing the screen? Sorry, Victoria.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I took it. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Be back. Yeah. Yeah, so I was just in here in the screening criteria and compliance rules set group ID. And this query, Jotermo built based on the list of sanctioned countries I gave him. And if I say, okay, tomorrow add Sierra Leone to that list, and he will. So this is customizable list of countries we don't want to work with. Yeah. So and then you go. And then you put like country code from the search here, or maybe if we just type here, it gives you the drop down, and you do save, and you do match, and we can see that yeah, Iran is on party sanction embargo, falls into. If we do again, we do I don't know, so let me delete this one, and we do obviously there is nothing for US. Yeah, so that kind of the tool, if you want to have a quick check, you can go into this tab and basically check your sanction screening.
So can we think of sanction territory screening as sanction country screening, because it's by country?
By country, yeah. Right, okay, so it's finally, we were searching here for report and for country of origin report. So the first two reports are saved, commercial invoice here as favorites. This one I also probably need to set as favorite. You click here more, and you do click add to favorites. That's saved, and now we can open it up. And for example, we need country of origin for a certain order, and we select finished goods here, because we don't keep country of origin for intermediates, raw materials, and we never use it because this is for customs purposes for our client to do. So finished good Birmingham, and then we click here and we select order number.
By sales order, okay.
Yeah, so the various. You definitely need to put this ship from first, because that's where it started search, and then you select your either order number or shipment number if you know. Once it's probably in logistics they're assigning. Just give me a second. Sorry. So when they do the shipment number or order number, how do you do the search? You click on this arrow here, and it has a list here, but then if you can't see your order or the one you need, you click on search and you put 1 for
12.
Let me choose the ones that I've done yesterday. Numbers. So
1412.
1412, is that yours?
It's yours from the 25th. Yeah.
Okay, 1412, and then click search. We found it. We move it here, and we click OK. And then you just click apply. and that's the report. Because this order wasn't from finished goods Birmingham, that probably was Eugene. Let me try. I don't remember where that order was from. 1412. Yeah, here you go. So you need, when you do the query, you need to understand what you're looking for. You need to know your data. So that this order was shipped from Eugene. Yeah, so then combination is correct. And if we click on here, just to see it better on. That's the report. So it has header, to whom it may concern, confirmation of origin.
And then the US. Who wants this report, and how do they get this report?
Currently we do it manually, and that's for customs clearance purposes. So for proof of origin in some countries, and for some countries we do an official certificate of origin through Chamber of Commerce. So some of the countries won't accept this kind of document because it's just basically issued by AppCam. For some countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, what else? We have to apply for that kind of document to Chamber of Commerce, kind of getting it officially certified with the Chamber stamp and everything. But in some cases, customers request that information and we need to do a statement. So again, that saves us some work for producing it. So it has all the templates, everything. You just click, order number, Eugene, click, certificate's ready. And then you say PDF and you use it.
When does this go with the shipping documents, or is this sent?
It's not a part of the ship set. It's not going with every shipment. It's an ad hoc request that we sometimes get. And currently it is manual in Word format, and we keep it in our folder on P drive. Every time we need a new one, you go, you copy, and you rewrite the information.
Okay, I'm just trying to say like we've shipped our goods from Eugene or Burlingame. It's going into another country, and I'm just wondering, is it on receipt of the goods that they need this, or it's I'm just
yeah. So we are getting, sometimes it's a completely ad hoc request. Sometimes it's not even related to any order. So I click this by order, but if you can see, there is an option. If you don't have an order for this product, you can just select a product here.
Okay.
So you can reach out saying, we are thinking of buying this, but for purposes, sometimes they need it for applying for the quarantine certificate or various things, import duties and taxes related. So then you just go with the product. You don't have the
so it's the customer that requests that they need this.
Yeah, and we do,
to the GTM administrator or to customer service, or
sometimes comes to customer service, they forward to us. Sometimes comes directly to us. So yeah, trade compliance handling these kind of requests. So that's so these two reports that we have from the order management, and the other one is the commercial invoice, which I can't demonstrate to you, but this will be in similar way. You click on it, you click open, and then you put your criteria. It looks exactly the same from the header. You need to put the shipping office, you need to put your order number, and then you click apply, and then commercial invoice should generate.
Okay.
Right, and I think we need now to go to the last tab, which is licenses and registrations. We are not using this functionality in kind of in full for the first release, because the licensing arrangements for Burlingame a little bit complicated for GTM to understand, and we are using it in first release just as a repository of licenses. So currently what we do, or what in Burlingame they do, they apply for licenses, for IVD licenses or ASR products, and they receive this, they scan, they keep their in Excel files or in a folder on their SharePoint, or so this is all kind of manually done and stored in Excel or PDF format. So what we are going to do with this, we will be storing our license information in the system, and system will be sending us notifications when the license is due to expire, so we don't miss it. So in first release, licenses won't be assigned to orders, because these licenses for IVD, they don't work like that. They are not based on an order, they're based on the different distributor agreements and authorizations issued by the various countries. So it's a bit more complicated, just like a license for an order, but we need to maintain this information. We need to apply for renewal in time, and just kind of it makes it more organized, these licenses and registrations functionality.
Can licenses be applied to any product, or is it just IVD products?
For this release, it will be just for IVD products.
And those licenses, are they going to be kept in GTM or kept in Fusion or kept somewhere else?
In GTM, yes. Yeah, I'll show you in a second.
Does that mean like a physical license got scanned in and is stored somewhere in a repository, or is it something?
Yeah.
Okay.
PDF.
Is the nature of these licenses a one-off or a perennial or a by amount or any of those?
It's normally annual renewal, yeah.
Okay. And is GTM intelligent to tell me your license is going to expire, or do I need to know that off system?
Yeah, that's what it is, and you can check it from here, but also there is on Business Monitor. If I can show you, probably, when we looked into this, we have queries, and the first one is license expiration query, and that's what it is actually. So if it is showing 0, that means that it is currently set up for 30 days, but it's again customizable, so we can adjust it at any minute. If you want 45 days notice, if you want 60 days notice, it's up to us to set this up. But then once a license goes into this interval of 30 or 45 days before the expiration, so it will show here 1 or 2 or 3 how many expire. So we have 0 currently here, meaning that there is no any license expiring in the next 30 days. But I can change it in the license management. Let's see how it works. So just it's interesting to see. But again, this will be as a kind of one of the queries in Business Monitor, because it's important. We need to make sure that we don't miss any dates, and that's your query, and you go and you check and you straight away see if there is anything needing your attention or not. So let me go into the licenses and registrations, and when we go into license tab, so same idea for search. You either know your license ID you're looking for, but in our case, there are not that many licenses. I think if we collect all AppCam possible licenses that we hold, maybe it will be like, I don't know, 20 or 30. So it's not a list of 1,000, or so it is manageable. And if you just click search without putting any criteria, you will just receive your result, the full result, which is for testing. As you can see, it's just to, I think one is GTM tested, the other one is the one record that I created.
VWE, yeah.
Yeah, so this gives you the list of all the licenses you currently have in GTM. And then again, same as with transactions or with product, you can click into the actual license, and it gives you information here. So license number, license category for product. This one was particularly IVD license. Then important thing is effective date, and then expiration date.
Yeah.
So and then you can go into license lines. You see that description is what? It's IVD to Canada. It's an export type license, because it can be export or import. So this one is an export license. If we click on this pencil, you can see more detail to which products this license applies. So you can see 1, 2, 3 items. If you want to add an item, you just click plus here and create another line. For example, a new version of this 21AB, maybe 21C version is being added to catalog. So we are adding this to our existing license. So you manage all these things from here. And what else you can see? So if you go the dates, yeah. So currently it is effective date from I created it on the 9th of November until 9th of November 21. So it's like for a year. Let's say I'll change this date and it will be 2020 December, I don't know, 10th.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to save your changes, you need to always click finish. Okay, so it looks like it's saved. Now let's see on business monitor. Here you go. So I changed the date that the license is expiring in December, and it straight away changed to 1. So it shows me, okay, you have 1 license that needs to be looked at. If you click here, it brings you back to the page with the license. Yeah, so also what you can do, you can, if you click here, actions, I think it is here. Right, yeah. So for some reason, it sounds a bit strange for me, but if you want to view a PDF copy of your license, you need to go into this tab, limited documents. I didn't understand the actual naming convention for this, because like I do understand attach document or generate or upload, but why for viewing you have to press limited documents, I had no idea, but that's what you need to do. So you click on limited document and then you search, and it gives you all the attachments which are related to this license. So then you can click on here, and then there is a button here, view. So this is your license. Yeah.
And then what is your job from here? Is it a GTM person that has to renew that license, or do you send this to someone and they do it?
If for the next release, that will be definitely one of us renewing licenses. If it's in China, Shaolin is renewing her licenses. In United States, we don't have currently trade compliance person. So once we get a person, that will be that person doing it. At the moment, that's Q&A, quality assurance. Quality assurance person does it in Birmingham.
So you apply for a new export license that gets sent to you, and then you rescan that and put that in the system, the new expiration date.
Yeah, license application is always off-system process, because you don't know to whom you're going to apply. So we have various authorities, various licenses and registrations and certifications. So it's all completely off the system process. But once you receive your documentation, you need to keep it in order, and you need to maintain it and not miss the expiry date. So to initiate your renewal applications. So that's where you can get this information from. And also there is an option here. If you press on this printer, it gives you that's your report, another one. So you can print it out if you need. So license ID, number, category, type, license, and then it shows effective date and expiration date. So you can probably print it out once a month and keep it somewhere for any purposes. Or if you're working with, you're reapplying, you can. It's handy to have this formal report as well.
And can you get all that done in 30 days? Apply and get an answer, a new one back?
Yeah. Sometimes it can be 40. I think at the moment, what we talked about, we will set it up as 60 days. So what the system will also do, we will have the license information here, so you can always log in and check yourself with all this very visual effective date and expiration date. That's one thing. Another thing is we have our business monitor, which shows you here. You open your business monitor every day, and it's just in front of your eyes that you need to look into this license. It's expiring soon. And also the third thing that GTM will do, it will send email notifications as well. And we, I think, set it up to send 3 for each license. 3 notifications will be sent. First one like 60 days before, 45 days before expiration, 30 days before expiration. So just another reminder. So I think this is covered very well. So firstly, you can go and check yourself very quickly, and the information is, structured and nicely presented. Secondly, you have your business monitor with the query, which shows you that there is one item. And then also there are email notifications sent to you 3 times for each license. What else can you do?
Yeah. And is it a straightforward process to get license renewed in China?
No.
I thought so.
I mean,
Yeah.
nothing is a straightforward process in China, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what can we do? This is our reality, so we have to deal with it. The process of license application is different in the United States, it is different in the UK, and we have various authorities, and some of them are easier than others. In China, things tend to be more complicated than anywhere else. Same as Japan, very thorough with all this, but that's why they have trade compliance department in the first place, for us to deal with it, and system will just help us to maintain everything in order. And now we have to refer to our spreadsheets, and we need to set our own reminders. So it's all kind of manual, but this makes it automated, which I think is a good step forward for us and will make our life easier, definitely.
Is 60 days enough time in China?
60 days?
Yeah.
Well, normally
China.
yeah, I think there are different types of these authorizations. And again, this is all changeable. So if I tomorrow decide I need 90 days or 120 days, so it all can be set up in 2 seconds. So you just go into settings and set up these queries at an interval you prefer. So this was my best guess. So from the experience, I think 6:30 should work.
Okay. Good.
We normally take about 2 months to get the new license. So yeah, 60 days is reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. And then another one will be 45 days, just to remind you, are you dealing with it? And then a final reminder, kind of 30 days, saying like, it's just 30 days left. Yeah, so I think this is going to be very good. So I think that's it, actually. If you have any questions.
I'm glad you broke it up like you did over the 5 days. I've normally seen GTM kind of like squeezed in kind of an hour, and it was only meaningful to a point, but to have split it out and to have drilled down in each area and then reconcile it with Fusion where possible, or today was reconciling it with reporting where possible, and then discuss it at the lowest level, and then also to consider process around that as well. I think you made the application absolutely alive, and it was a good experience to see how it actually works, and a little bit challenging the solution and asking how and why it's being used, almost being compliant about the compliance that you're using. It gives a great confidence in the use of the tool and how it's being used, and I get a feeling that this is a thin layer, and the thicker layer in release 2 is coming, and it's about almost getting ready for this release 2, and what on top of release 1 do we need to think about. And in a way, I know that the sort of training's in Jan, but it's almost an opportunity to think about what's coming in release 2 and keeping those ideas kind of fresh and alive and working on them, rather than sort of waiting a couple of months and all of this is new. And I'm just wondering, how is there Kevin, is there like a release 2 for GTM? I know for other modules there's considerations, but do we have it from a GTM perspective? Release 2 considerations, are there meetings sort of taking place?
There definitely will be requirement for release 2 GTM, because there'll be specifics as to particular locations. So the same activities I'm doing with other areas is definitely something I'm going to have to do with Victoria also, where we sit down and try and figure out what we would need in what we will need in release 2.
And that's why I think. Oh, sorry, Ken.
No, go on. You can finish.
I thought that it's very good that Shaolin is doing UAT testing now, because she will test the release 1 functionality and what we've already designed and what we are going live with. And probably because second release is including China and other locations, and China is a bit complicated from regulatory perspective, from trade compliance. There is a lot, and there is so many specifics in China. So I thought it's a wonderful idea for her to test the first release and then make her comments and come up with any requirements for China for the next release.
Yeah, I do.
Again, yeah, because my understanding and my experience with China is limited. We have Shaolin and Lian looking after that region. So that would be really good if we can do that probably together, because Shaolin has already started doing UAT. I think she passed 2 tests yesterday. Yeah,
yes.
She's done 2 tests yesterday. So she's progressing with testing, learning the application and doing tests and seeing what it can do. And then probably she will come and say, okay, but we have this and this that hasn't been covered yet.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be happy to sit down with you guys, and yeah, we can start doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's really good. So another great demonstration there by Victoria. It's almost getting used to it now. It's it's been very solid week. Thank you for doing that. I will
No problem.
write up all of this in the how-to guide, which is becoming fatter and fatter every day, and I'll then send that to you for review, and you can see what you want to add, take, remove, change with that, and then at some point in the next few weeks I'll try and develop some slides for the training course and think about the examples that that we would show, and then we'll deliver the training in Jan. So that's the way forward there, and then perhaps after Jan, when the training's been delivered, we can think about the release 2 more, and come into those type of thinking, and then update materials as we go along, and as well as processes and everything else.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So I think we have another meeting. Yes, I booked another half an hour up after this one. Yeah. So do you think we can let Shaolin go, because she already had a long day? What time is it in China, Shaolin, now?
6:15 p.m.
On a Friday, I think this is time to wrap up for you.
Okay,
so
thank you.
We'll let you go, and we'll talk next week, yeah?
Okay. Happy Friday. Bye.
You too. Have a good weekend. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
So do we need another 30 minutes? You know, we were going to...
I will stop the recording at this point, because I think we've concluded the GTM.